Good evening to all of you. Can you hear me? Okay, fine. So we are here to discuss on the IT and OT convergence. Myself is Jagdip, and most of the time I have been into the manufacturing industry. So I am really happy to host this panel, and I welcome to all my co-panelists. And to all of you, we would like to share what is our experience, how it can be benefited for you when you go back to your organizations. You can take some inputs from here which can be benefited when you are going to your boardroom, when you are going to discuss with your owner of the companies or your CFOs. So as you know, like our DNA is very close to the monkeys and chimpanzees, almost 99%, okay, our DNA is very close, 99% match. But if you see the difference, the key difference is the intelligence, okay, and that intelligence has come because of that intelligence today, what we are today, okay. We have built the everything all on this planet, roads, houses, feelings, lot of things we have done with that intelligence. Similarly, if you see in any companies, we have covered a distance, we have set up our email systems, then we have set up our ERPs, then we do have our CRM systems, then we do have our SCADAs from many years, but still that intelligence is missing, okay, and that is what can be a game changer if it is utilized properly in a structured manner and it is aligned with the business objective of the organization. It can become a game changer. So what we will do in today's discussion, we would try to highlight how you can take the advantages of all these systems with the help of IT and OT convergence, how you can bring that intelligence out of it, and how this can become a next leap for the organization. So with that, I would request Mr. Harmeet to share us on what are the key factors which shall be considered when we are discussing or we are thinking on the IT-OT convergence and aligning it with the business strategy.
Thank you, Jagdeep ji, for putting up this question. Good evening, everyone. I know this is almost like a graveyard shift because सबने अभी lunch किया है और हो सकता है कि काफ़ी लोग सो रहे हो, तो हमारी कोशिश ये होगी आपको जगा के रखें. And at the same time, we will ensure that the information that we share with you is helpful as well. तो जैसे my fellow IT expert Jagdeep ji just asked me a question. Let's understand first who are my business customers. जो मेरा promoter है, जो company का owner है, उसको चाहिए profit. जो मेरी business development team है या customer service team है, उसको चाहिए कि जो भी हमने अपने customer को commit किया है, whatever we have committed to our customer, that promise should be fulfilled, which is quality. And second is, whatever products we manufacture, they should be delivered as per the time schedule. So, if you look at the problem that we as an IT service provider face is that we have to ensure that we remain profitable and at the same time, we are also able to meet the customer requirements, which is quality standard and the time committed. Now, the key factor which comes out in the mind is that how do we use the data that is getting generated from various points in our production operation to one single place where it can help us to make better decisions. So if we are able to meet quality standards and along with that we are able to deliver our products that we are manufacturing for our customers on time, then the next question which falls in line is profitability. Now, I'll use a very specific example. We are an electronic manufacturing services organization. So we manufacture products for different companies who have different SOPs, who have different requirements from their side when they want to use our lines for manufacturing their products. We procure material for our customers, and we also procure material on behalf of our customers. So there's a lot of capital investment which our organization is doing for our customers. I'll take very specific example. We run surface mount technology lines where solder paste is a key consumption for putting the components on the line and also ensuring that the soldering is done in a proper manner. Now there is a machine called as a SPI machine which is supposed to inspect the solder paste, volume, area and height. I have 10 lines, 40 machines, and all of them generate data. But my production leads cannot move across the floor from one point to the other point to see whether the data that is getting generated from the SPI machine is right as per the parameters or not. So what do I do as an IT expert in this? That is where OT and IT convergence will come. Another example, we use stencils, again, to do the solder paste activity. Generally, typically, all Indian EMS companies or only electronic manufacturing companies use a method of cleaning the stencils after a number of repetitions that are carried out on stencils. So what happens in that case? Either you have to maintain more stencils, which means again more investment, or suddenly the stencil breaks down and due to which there is a downtime. So is there a method by which my stencil data can be used, integrated into SAP, ERP or any other ERP that you use, and check what kind of quantity of solder paste is getting consumed versus what was given in the BOM. Again, IT and OT convergence. So again, just to summarize with these two examples that I've given you, if as a business leader, IT leader, production leader, if I am converging only to one single factor, which is as many points where the data is getting generated in the OT, which is production lines, if I can converge that with my IT and bring them to one single screen for business decision making, that becomes the most critical success factor for any manufacturing organization.
Thank you, Harmeet ji, for sharing this very insightful inputs. I am from Lohia and we are a equipment manufacturer. So, capital goods manufacturer, primarily the people who set up the packaging machines, packaging factories to produce the packaging material, they purchase the machines from us. So we do manufacture the IoT devices and we consume also the IoT devices for our manufacturing facilities. When we are in this process, the key issue comes when we go to the management, they always ask a question on the ROI. Okay? Because when they are going to invest money into this, they would definitely like to understand in how many months, how many years, or when the money will be returned back to the company. And I am sure this question may be faced by all of you. And this is a tough question. Every time when you go to management, you need to answer. So one thing which I would like to share with all of you here is, which can be very useful for you guys. You can prepare some metrics, which after this session we can share with you. And these metrics can help you to fill those metrics. These covers most of the parameters which is relevant for these kind of projects. And since we are a manufacturer of this, so we know what data we should collect. Okay, so after this session, if any one of you are interested, In these templates, we can share with you. So coming back to the discussion, I will go to the Sanjay ji. Sanjay ji is the CISO for the Shriram Piston, and the question I will ask related to security. So how, Sanjay ji, how can manufacturers mitigate the risk related to compliance, governance, and cybersecurity in OT convergence?
Thank you, sir. This is a good question related to IT and OT. Every industry is facing the challenges regarding the security, information security and data security. Every industry have good infrastructure, good services, good vendor and good OEMs. They're putting the good equipments and good solution to avoid any external attack and threats. But the threats is coming. The security is, where is the gap? How to find out the gap? That is the main question. For example, I am given one example. How could I say I am a fit? If I say the question for audience, anybody say I am a fit? How could you say? No one. If I say I am a fit, how could I say I fit before health checkup? My health checkup, my reports is say I am a fit or not. If I am fit, that's good. If I am not fit, where is the gap? The gap in where is the solution? What is the remediations? What is the gap? How to fill it to improve my health, my security and this. So that is my first is the IT and OT environment should be audited by maybe some other company, external agencies or internal auditors and find out the gaps. The gap in the networks, maybe port scanning and other way and like that. But we need to fill it all the way to put the proper solution on the environment. Currently, we are facing one of the biggest issue. Might be audience is aware, sir. I would like to in your knowledge. Basically, we are doing the VAPT. We are doing the assessment. We are doing the penetration testings. We are putting the firewalls. We are segregation of the VLAN networks, EDR, XDR. But attack is coming. Where is the target? Maybe same is health. The disease is knocking the door in the first stage. If you avoid the second stage, if you avoid the final stage, the collapse. Same in our environment. Now, the hacker is moving to next door. Because already we all the industry leader is aware about the securities. We have putting the firewall, porting, scanning, patch management, version, and all the thing. And now, the attacker is coming from code part, code source, red trimming and blue trimmings, and find out the gap where the code is weak. Where is the code is weak and compromise the OTP, compromise the password and enter the entire systems. But you have put all good environment over here, firewall is there, then you are doing the penetration testing, you are doing the vulnerability assessment in your environment, but you are not doing the configuration part. You are not doing, and we are not doing the part of the code. For example, is a customer portal, we are a dealer portal, it is a HRES portal, is a SaaS model. We are using the SaaS model through the internet. And SaaS model is, we are using the services, avail the services. Our user, employee, our data is available on the internet. The hacker is moved to the code, compromise the user ID passwords and get all the data. And after that, next level of the things is blackmailings and demand the money. So the thread is moving on the next level. Is the industry is required to do the aggressively testing through the red teaming and blue teaming. And first level is the VAPT, and SAM is another way, compliance and governance. The compliance and governance is mandatory, is required for the OEM and the customer side. So ISO certification, TISAC certification, international certification, GDPR, the certification is mandatory for the next level of the business. So maybe if I'm from Shriram, we are ancillary, we are manufacturing the piston, engine wall, rings and other stuff and supply to other big OEMs. The OEM is demanding how much you are safe. What is the definition of the safe? The safe definition, I am a compliance on the ISO, I am a compliance for the TISAC, I am compliance the other way. The certification we are doing. The certificate itself, the self is taking, our VR health is good. That's my is a point on that way.
Thank you, Sanjay ji, for sharing all insightful. Yes, please.
Actually, Jagdip ji, I was indicating the same. I'd like to add it.
Yeah, please.
So, I would like to add this thing from our perspective. Again, I'm coming back, just a small background on what we do. So, we are a contract manufacturing organization, and we manufacture electronic products for various global brands. Now, one of the challenges in security that my team faces is following the SOPs and the guidelines that are given by customers to us, where they are wanting always to have some kind of shortcut solution so that they can start the production faster than what is the time required. Now, as any plant, there is a core which is set up at the security level, जिसको हम एक देसी भाषा में kernel भी बोलते हैं. And we don't let the people enter inside that. But at times the SOPs which come from our customers are wanting us to change the kernel. So the challenge that our team faces is to convince these global customers that we are not going to make change to the environment in which we are operating, because in that environment 50 other customers are also configured, and it's really difficult at times to explain and convince them, because again, from a business perspective, they want agility and they want a good customer experience, but from security perspective, we cannot allow other people to enter our house and get compromised. So that's again, a challenge that we face, but most of the times our teams get aligned. We find out methods by which we can still deliver the solution to the customers, but again, without compromising the security at the core level to our infrastructure and the data that we hold for our various customers.
Thank you, Harmeet ji. And since Mr. Vaibhav is here, he is from TUV SOD, and who is better than him can add the value to this question when it is coming to security. So I would request Vaibhav, you also please share your inputs on this.
Thank you, Jagdip ji. I think which Sanjay already triggered the thought about software testing. And thanks for adding the thought. I have the similar thought to share on it, but on a perspective of compliance side. Think like you are already adopted a practice of assessment, risk assessments, VAPT in your environment. If you are an asset owner, you might adopted these approach from last 5 years or 6 years. As Sanjay indicated, now hackers are also improving. So how we improving to next level to strengthen it? Software source code testing was not something people were considering in past. They were thinking if we have a product we secure by additional security measures is enough for us. The need of the hour is it is not possible now. You can call it any ransomware attacks. They are generally coming from the source code only. They exploit your coding in a way that they see this is a design flaw and they take advantage of it. So it is the need of the hour now. If you are a product manufacturer and you have a software hardware combination, get it tested up to the level of either the firmware or the software. Break it down how many software components you have and tested them is also the need of the hour, considering most of the vulnerabilities are coming from there. If you are an asset owner, you have purchased the same product without validating the security measure the producer have taken it. It is the same case. If you take the recent incident, Microsoft have deployed zero trust in their whole environment. What happened when they employed first time? They all login user logged out. Even Microsoft at that large scale faced the problem when they roll out the zero trust policy in their environment. Why it happened? Because every single user now become an untrusted user for them. It is the same case. We should treat every product untrusted until unless it is either certified or proving a compliance to certain standard. I'll take a pause here. This was two thought on it. I'll come back on ROI later, sir. I think you trigger a ROI topic is also very interesting. I will just take a small
you can continue.
bite here to respond to that. Considering if you tilting toward compliance, the classic practice is you do it once or twice, the risk assessment, VAPT in your environment, testing your whole network, I think by external or internal multiple times. Think about if you invest on getting your network or your asset once compliant to one standard, you're making it drugged for lifetime, at least until unless standard implements some new requirements. So rather than repeating the same exercise, why not we tilt toward meeting our compliance perspective? Compliance is nothing, it's telling you you have to have set a baseline of security. So setting those baseline are important. Thank you, Jagdip. I'll take the next question.
Thank you. And I go back again to Harmeet ji on the question of how does IT and OT convergence enhance the real-time decision making on the factory floor?
As I just mentioned a while back, being an EMS company, manufacturing products for other customers, agility and flexibility is one of the key areas which we have to deliver every time as an IT team to our customers and our business teams. Now, if you look at from a promoter's perspective, the promoter says that I want at the end of the day what products we have made, how much quantity we have made, and what is my line profitability. Ultimately, every business that is manufacturing is only going to boil down to what is the profitability. And that is where all the minds in our organization from a leadership perspective are converging. And we are running, assuming let's say we run 50 lines, and every line has to be made profitable. The costs have to be preloaded into each line, and the production leads for the floor or for the assigned lines have to be very sensitive towards making the line profitable and not run the operations of a line above the cost which has been attributed to it. And this is where IT and OT convergence comes into play. I'll again use the example of SMT. Typically on an average, an SMT line generates 14 data points with every cycle it runs. Let's say that you have 10 lines, there are 140 data generation points. You have one production floor guy who is managing 10 lines. It is not humanly possible for him to go to every data point, see on the monitor locally, are the parameters being met or not. Even if he wants to do it, वो थक जाएगा, बैठ जाएगा जाके. And that is where the compromise is going to happen. Because ultimately the people who are running on the line, if they are not monitored and again sensitized towards ensuring that the requirement of the production line is met with, then the compromises will happen. Things like temperature, humidity, stencil, the consumption of solder paste, voids in the solder joints. There are so many parameters which keep on getting generated again and again. It's humanly not possible. And as sir said, we don't want to carve monkeys out of us. We want to be intelligent and be human beings. And therefore, it's very important, again, to give one single screen to my production leaders and my plant heads, where they can see all this data point and make quick decisions. And that's the power of intelligence. So therefore, I would just like to submit one single thought, that during the planning stage, it's very important for the IT to push through the entire hierarchy of decision making, that whenever we are going to configure any OT device or a combination of OT devices, they have to talk to the IT systems. Otherwise, intelligence decision basing will, decision making will not happen, and we will always remain reactive. And reactive means less profitability and at times losses as well.
Thank you. So I go back to Vaibhav ji on something which is, very relevant maybe for audience, like how the new technologies can enhance the convergence of IT and OT. What is their role?
I think we should follow the trend right now going on for IT-OT convergence. We'll give a good glimpse on how it is transforming right now. I'll take a 5-pointer, not very long. Most of the audience knows technical. First one is edge computing. If you see edge computing been playing a vital role in IT-OT convergence. What exactly it is, I'll try to summarize very quickly. It is adding a power at a local point, you process everything, which was earlier was doing at a distance. So you're making your devices such a smart, the intelligence inherent in it at a point, they can do the computing. So at least you can send the result finally at a long distance. That edge computing evolved in such a way that now OT also have those edge devices which now capable to compute certain data rather than it sent to a control room. And that's a smartness added in it. That's a first trend which is prevailing in OT, I would say, from last 3 years you've been seeing. I'll talk about the second trend is, it's mostly towards 5G network. If you see in OT, we have now devices who are GSM based or these dialer based. Now the connectivity get improved. Those kind of devices inherent giving a power to instruments to get connected all the time. So they can send the data in the real time. That's the value of this particular trend right now. If we go for the next, if you see AI, ML, in OT we also applying. How we applying? If you have heard OT preventive maintenance, there are solutions available. How they giving the predictions? They're using AI ML to predict those predictions when the maintenance have to be done. Small example for valves or any instrument and devices. If operator gets indication my next or upcoming testing of my valves is predicted already because the maintenance have missed, he can take the preventive action. Generally now SAP, ERP already added those features in it. The fourth one I will take, industrial IoT. Industrial IoT product is, I would say, byproduct of 5G, where IoT devices are connected in the PLC now to send the data to even to the cloud. That's the next prevailing trend already going on. The last one I'll close with this, the trends, the fifth trend is data space, where the cloud technology connecting these devices. If you see, there are now PLCs who directly can connect to internet, although we're not using them for a critical processes, with a disclaimer. But product like Vago and other companies have developed those products based on unique need of our customers, which is IT-OT convergence. People need that. A single dashboard, which my fellow panelist already pointed out. Giving a screen means giving a single dashboard for all KPIs you want to give to the leadership. And that's where the data space also comes in. I'll take a pause with this thought. Back to you.
Thank you, Vaibhav, for sharing such insights. Now I go back to Sanjay ji since Shriram Piston is, very old, one of the oldest corporate house in the country, and would like to understand after doing all these IT, OT integrations efforts, how we can measure the success of it.
It's a good question, sir. The breakdown is a major challenge. Every industry. The breakdown is direct loss of finance and direct loss of the production. Is a major change. And loss is due to anything. Harmeet ji rightly told, maybe humidity, temperature, and too many things. But what is the major thing in perspective of the IT and OT? The first, the operational efficiency. Operational efficiency, if you get the data properly, through the AI or ML, the temperatures, MIS reports, production, calibrations, rejections, losses, that we can improve our systems. And improve our production also, and improve the machinery part also. Secondary, legacy system which is available in OT, all the industries. Maybe the software is compatible with Windows 7, Windows 8, but you can't change it. In the front end, the application running on the compatible Windows 7 or Windows XP or Windows 8 only. If you move to the Windows 11, it's a lot of cost. But how to manage the breakdown? The breakdown is the HMOD should be available, DR side should be available, and patch management and version management and ensure backup and recovery processes should be available. Then you can minimize and reduce the breakdown. And next is data availability. The data availability and quality metrics is a major. The major is if we have the process and procedure and policy, then we can maintain the quality and process all the stuff. The time is short. I am pausing and hand over to Vaibhav, the more clarity about this topic.
I would say, sir, you have covered most of it. I would just add, in my experience of last 20 years, any asset owner of OT who like to improve the security posture, there is no single bullet right now, but one single step would make a drastic impact. Strengthen your system, which you already pointed as a hardening of your own system, which will be the first point, which covers your IT-OT convergence also. Any risk coming from IT, harden it, which should not impact OT. And inner threats of OT should be hardened. I think rest, Sanjay ji already covered. I'll give back to the moderator to conclude most of the points.
Yeah, thank you, Vaibhav. Basically, the objective is that improve the security, improve the IT and OT environment, direct improve the production, finance, and growth also of the company. And indirectly impact to our pocket also. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I would like to summarize the entire discussions by concluding the key takeaways from this panel discussion. So like Harmeet is pointing on the single dashboard where all the data coming from all the systems, IT systems, OT systems for the decision making is one of the key. Another point which is very importantly pointed out is the source code testing. That is the key for the OT convergence, successful OT convergence. Edge computing, like Vaibhav has mentioned, the edge computing, 5G network. As all of you know, could have heard, recently, just few days back, China has tested the 10G, which is, I think, is going to come. Maybe in by next year you can start hearing that 10G is coming up. So then the industrial IoT, the cloud for the storage. Sanjay ji has pointed out on the diagnostic, how we can do the diagnostic of the IT, OT systems and identifying the gaps. And then finally, he has also pointed out on a very important point of the breakdown, how to cover that breakdown. So with all these key pointers, we would like to conclude these discussions and thanks for all your patience and appreciate it. Thank you.